What it do, two-time Moto family? It's your boy, two-time Moto TV, and we back with another video. Today we are with the 2006 Acura TL, and today we will be changing a alternator. So the first thing we're gonna wanna do is disconnect the negative to the battery. Once you have your negative terminal disconnected, you wanna come over here to the left side, remove all panels. They should pop right on out. Just be careful because they are kind of clipped in. So don't just try to yank them out. There we go, pops out pretty easy. Now we are able to see majority of the side where we're looking at, where the alternator is at. So the next thing I'm gonna wanna do is remove this fan. There should be two 10mm bolts up here and one at the bottom. The bolt at the bottom you do not have to remove all the way. It's just a slide in kind of a bolt. So once you loosen it and you take these two bolts at the top out, you should be able to pull the fan out. You also want to pull out your reservoir, which may be clamped in. It's held in with this bracket here, so if you just take this one bolt out that you can see, you should be able to just pull your whole reservoir. Make sure you disconnect the hose. Mine is pretty much broken, so I will be getting another one of those, but today we're just trying to change the alternator. So let's remove this fan first and the reservoir, and then we'll come back to this side and see what we got. So as you guys can see, we got the fan out. It's just two 10mm bolts at the top and the one at the bottom. Like I said, the only thing you gotta do is loosen this one up, and the way that the fan is, that bottom one just slides right on top of that bolt, and then you just bolt it down. The other two you do have to take out. So what I do, so I don't lose any bolts, I just put them back in there. And once the fan is removed, you can move this reservoir right here over to the side. So you just pull up on it. It just slides back in this little bracket here. It's not held in by any bolts or anything, but I did that so I can get to this pulley here, or the tensioner pulley. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna take this 14 here, regular 14 ratchet. There are certain tools that you can use to, you know what I'm saying, do these jobs a lot more easier, but I try to make it easy on you guys so that I can show you what kind of tools that you can use without having to buy everything that go exactly for what you need it for. So as long as your socket can fit over there, and as long as you got a long enough handle, that way you can take the tension off in this pulley here. And the only thing you're gonna wanna do is take the belt off of the alternator. You're not gonna wanna take it off in the rest of the stuff, because then you have to reroute everything. So once you take the tension off in this pulley, just take the belt off in this alternator here and just let the belt sag, and then we're gonna go from there. So it's just as simple as that. As you guys can see, I still got the belt routed. The only part that the belt is taken off is the alternator pulley. So I don't have to go all the way back down there to the bottom and reroute the belt. Everything is still on where it's supposed to be. Now while you guys are over here, you're gonna wanna check your tensioner pulley. Make sure it doesn't have a lot of slack and movement in it when you are trying to take the belt off. If so, you might wanna replace that, because if you have a loose or worn pulley for the tensioner, then it has the possibility of slipping on your alternator and also throwing that battery light. So you may run into more problems than usual, and you just want to go ahead and check these areas before you just only replace the alternator, so you don't have to come back and do all of this stuff over again. Also, make sure that your serpentine belt is in good condition. Mine is in pretty fair condition. Can get a couple more 1,000 miles out of it. It doesn't look as worn. The belt was changed maybe 2 years ago, so still has a lot more life in it. That's one thing I don't have to change, and I don't have to change my tensioner pulley. So the only thing we gotta do is get this alternator out, and I'll let you guys know the steps right after that. So before you try to move your alternator or take any bolts out of it, you're gonna wanna take these two wires out. This is held in by a 10mm, and this is just clipped in. So I already pulled the clip out. It should have covers on it, because this comes off of your motor. It's like your existing wiring harness. So everything should have covers on it, and it may be hidden, but the only thing you do is look for these covers and pull these covers back. They're pretty easy to pull back. And just take that clip off and unloosen that 10mm bolt right there, and your wire should be loose, and you are on to the next step to take the alternator out. So this is what it looked like with the wires removed. Everything's removed. Now there are 2 bolts holding this alternator in. So let me try to get up in there, but there's one there that is a 12mm, and there's one down here. Let me see if I cannot zoom on this camera, which I know I can. And there is one 14mm bolt right here. It's up underneath the alternator, if you guys can see that. Still got my finger on it so you guys can get a gist of where it's at. So a 14 and then a 12. And then she should fall right on out, guys. So let me take those 2 bolts out and I'll be right back with y'all. Alright gang, so right after taking that 14 and that 12 out, which are these bolts here, y'all guys can see what they look like. That's the 14, that's the 12, that's at the top. Only thing you gotta do is give the alternator a couple wiggles. She might be tight at the bottom. Only thing I had to do was give mine a couple wiggles, and then it came right on out like this. So you got just enough space to be able to bring it on out to the top. There we go. And that is how you take out an alternator. So you guys can see mine's look a little burnt out in the front, but it's all good. We're about to go get another one. And what I recommend, guys, is get the one with the lifetime warranty on it. That's exactly what I got on that one. I replaced that one back in 2016 or 2017. As you guys can see, I'm replacing it again. They are like $200 and some, almost $300. Depends on which one you get. Now they do have remanufactured ones that I do not recommend you to get, because you're gonna run into the same problem. You're just gonna be wasting your time. You're gonna want something that you know is gonna work for sure and that you got a lifetime warranty on. So I do have a lifetime warranty. Now I'm able to save some money. And that's it for the video, guys. So the same way that you taking the alternator out, you just do it in reverse order to put it back in. There's nothing hard to that. There's nothing that's gonna be difficult that'll be in your way. Just always remember, if something can come out, then you can always put the same thing back in the same way. So yeah guys, 2-Time Moto TV out. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully this helped you guys out for your future projects or anything that you have to change with your Honda or Acura. And make sure you sub to the channel, drop a like on this video so that it can get recommended to others. And if you guys like this content, man, like I said, sub to my channel, and I appreciate you guys watching. Till next time, peace.